Moving overseas to Pakistan, where Asia Bibi, the Pakistani Christian, as I mentioned, she was sentenced to death for blasphemy. Well, right now she will not be executed. The Pakistani Supreme Court overturned her sentence this week. Bibi has suffered in prison for more than 6 years and is reportedly in ill health. The three-judge panel suspended the death sentence given by two lower courts. A new hearing date will be scheduled for Bibi's case. In the meantime, she remains in prison. Earlier, I spoke with CBN News Chief International Correspondent Gary Lane about this stunning development. What specifically did the Supreme Court here decide?
They overturned her death sentence, and what they said basically is the decision of two lower courts, the Sessions Court and the Appeals Court, both were in error when they found her guilty of blasphemy against Mohammed and sentencing her to death. So she will not be executed, George.
Remind our viewers again why she's in prison and why did she receive the death sentence?
Well, you remember 6 years ago, Asia Bibi was working in a fruit orchard with some Muslim colleagues, and they got into a heated discussion about their faith, and she said something like, my Jesus has saved me for eternity. What has your prophet ever done for you? And immediately she was accused of blasphemy. A crowd gathered around. They started beating her and kicking her. Police came, hauled her away. She's been in jail ever since for about 6 years now, charged with blasphemy against Muhammad, which in Pakistan, the sentence is death if you're convicted.
What are the chances that she will get released as a result of this ruling?
Well, that's what we're all hoping and praying for, is it not? But what will likely is to happen now is the Supreme Court, the Pakistani Supreme Court, will schedule a rehearing, a new hearing for her. Who knows when they will schedule that? It could be months, could be years, but then it will be reheard, and who knows, maybe she will be allowed, set free from prison based on time already served, which makes her one of the longest.
7 years, right?
Well, it's over 6 years. It was 6 years in June, which actually makes her one of the longest to ever serve. Ayub Masih served about 6 years. I think she's a little bit beyond that.
Another Pakistani Christian as well. In a land where Christians are constantly under pressure, whether it's from suicide attacks to just discrimination, physical persecution, psychological persecution, how are Christians reacting to Asia Bibi's case?
Oh, they're elated, George. The Christians are saying, wow, this is something we've been looking forward to. We've been praying and praying for this, and they're hoping it's a sign of good things to come. But what they really need is a strong leader to stand up and be an advocate for Asia and to say it's time to get rid of the 295 blasphemy law. But, you know, that has happened to others. People like Salman Taseer, the governor, a Muslim governor of Punjab, was killed because he did exactly that.
And again, just to remind our viewers, there is a provision within the Constitution that says if you were to desecrate the Quran, if you were to say something negative about the Prophet Muhammad, you will be slapped with this blasphemy law.
That is the 295 blasphemy law. There are three parts to it: blasphemy against the Quran, against Islam, and against Muhammad. The most severe is Muhammad, punishable by death.
You talked about the Pakistani believers have been praying. The global community really has rallied
and
for
signed
6 years,
petitions.
right? Exactly. I mean, do you think that played a role in her release?
Well, I know that there was
the court case.
There was one petition that was signed by probably close to 1 million people. I know that the Voice of the Martyrs circulated, and others were advocating for her. 2 people gave their lives for her, were killed as being advocates. But I think that had something to do with it. But there's tremendous pressure, George, on these judges in Pakistan. They're at the lower levels. They're either bribed or they're intimidated and say, "Hey, you'll be killed, or we'll come after you if you don't rule in the way we want you to rule," which is blasphemy, and convict this person.
As he said, Gary has visited Asia Bibi's family, and he's followed her story from the very beginning. To see more of his reports on this case, check out his blog, The Global Lane, at cbnnews.com.